Chairwoman.
Thank you, Senator Britt. We will now do a second round for anyone who wishes to ask additional questions. And I will start, Assistant Secretary Connor, with you. This subcommittee requires quarterly execution reports from each agency. Both your office and the Corps indicated there's no system that can provide that information, yet we have other agencies, like the Department of Energy, that are able to provide that information to us. These reports are really critical to this subcommittee. They really ensure that the Corps is executing funding in accordance with the law and that we are putting limited funding to best uses. Can you explain how you are working to update the Corps budget and execution software to address this issue?
I will start, Senator Murray. We don't have any right now, moving forward, system in place to provide all the relevant information. I think, with respect to the budget and execution reports that you expect and that you need to do your work, we've now got into a rhythm and we've had internal discussions about how we can get the information to you on time. It would certainly be facilitated better if we had the system that delivered that information out immediately. It still requires some analysis, and it's complex in the sense that our 902 limits continue to change year to year with inflation figures, and some of the information will be hard to just put in a system itself. So we need to do a deeper dive. I know the Corps has done a lot of work on their information systems, mostly related to project execution, and see if we can't somehow over the future meld the needs with the information system we got, because we're not doing any significant changes at this point in time, even while getting you the information.
No, Senator Murray, I would be happy to visit with Department of Energy and see what system they're using so we can get you timely reports. To be frank, today I could not invest in that IT system. And the reason is, if you go back 15 years, the Corps had a $30 billion construction program, and we were funded for oversight for about 1,460 people. Today, the workload is 3 times that. We're a $92 billion program, and I'm funded for fewer people to provide that oversight. So finding dollars to invest into an IT system, it would be challenging for us at the moment. But again, I will follow up with Department of Energy and see how they're doing it.
Would you just be willing to work with our subcommittee to make sure we get those systems in place?
Yes, Senator.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Commissioner Tootin, the Yakima Basin is experiencing the second year of drought conditions and reduced water allocations. Thankfully, the Yakima Basin Integrated Plan partners have proposed drought mitigation and resiliency projects critical to conserving and managing the Yakima River Basin's natural resources, their water supply, and economic and environmental well-being. Those projects can help mitigate drought effects this year and in the future, and I understand the Inflation Reduction Act provided funding that can quickly get those projects underway. How is Reclamation executing the remaining IRA funds, and are those funds available for basins that are currently experiencing drought like the Yakima Basin?
Thank you, Senator. The Yakima Basin project is the model across the West for how you deal with climate change and aridification while dealing with agricultural sovereign nations and the ecosystem. Our budget includes $35.5 million for the water enhancement project. And regarding your question on Inflation Reduction Act, we made our first announcement for other basins, $60 million in the Rio Grande, New Mexico, and we look forward to working with you to help the Yakima Basin get through this year and for the future.
I appreciate that. Finally, General Spillman, Congress has consistently, almost annually since 2018, provided supplemental funding to address natural disasters. In 2018, Congress provided $15 billion in a supplemental for the Corps to construct critical flood projects. However, we understand there is now more than $10 billion in additional need to complete what was started. It is important we finish what we start, and that is impossible when total project costs continue to increase drastically, which is why FY24, this committee provided dedicated funds to start addressing some of the critical failure points, such as underdeveloped project design and a failure to do periodic cost updates. In addition to this committee's actions, what is the Corps doing right now to address cost overruns and incorporate lessons learned to correct those issues?
Senator, a number of things. First, I will share with you, we're not alone. The federal people that build for the federal government are dealing with this. People that building for states and private industry, everyone is dealing with cost increases, primarily in labor. labor market. That's the number one cost driver on our projects. We're doing a number of things. First, we're hiring more cost engineers. A year ago, I had 350 of them on our staff. Today, I have 463. And we're working to hire the remaining 27. For the size program I have, I need about 500. We're almost there. We're changing the way that we report costs and our estimates to the administration and to Congress. We're going to tell you what design maturity, is it a 10% design, a 20% design, what assumptions went into that, and what the range of costs could be looking at the potential construction timeline for the project. We are meeting routinely with industry, specifically the Associated General Contractors of America, who represents all of the construction trades. We're meeting with their economists so we understand more specifically the regional impacts of materials and labor. And the last one, we're working hard to get industry involved, more early contractor involvement type acquisition strategies in our projects so we get more industry feedback in all that we're doing. We're committed to this, and we're committed to greater transparency with you.
Okay, I appreciate that. And if you can share with our committee any steps that we can take in FY25 to help address those issues, particularly related to increased design maturity, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Senator Kennedy.
I want to defer to Senator